I would say that over here in India, I've still been hustling for the last 10 years, and
Yes.
I've made some progress. But out in the West, like nobody knows me, so I'm literally scratching the surface over there.
Hi guys, this is Ankita. You're tuned into peepingmoon.com. And how can I close the year 21 without speaking to this young lad who just came, who acted and who conquered and made sure that the roar is loud enough for everyone to hear that he has arrived. Please welcome Adarsh Gaurav because I cannot complete this season without discussing the White Tiger with him. Hi
Thank you
Adarsh.
so much, Nikita. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Adarsh, I don't even know how to give you an introduction per se because it's a unanimous call. Everyone says that if you have to zero down a performance this year, it has to be Balram, it has to be Adarsh, and is the next big thing to look out for. Trust me, I think out of all the people I have spoken to, your name has been the most common. And everyone says that if there is one boy, everyone should be very, very aware of should be Adarsh. How do you react to that?
Uh, it feels really nice. I think it was very unexpected for me to um, sort of see how the film's done and like the kind of reactions that it's garnered, and it feels very very overwhelming. Honestly, I don't think I could ever expect this, or yeah, it's more than I could ever even imagine what would have happened in the film.
But Adarsh, more than the adulation and the appreciation which has come your way, the one thing which has been constant is the critics have loved you thorough and thorough. And it's always said in Bollywood back here that even if it's a Hollywood back project or a Bollywood, critics are not easy to appease. How do you react to that also? There is just so much love. There is just so much appreciation even on that front, which is not easy to crack.
Well, I guess people are really kind, I guess I'm really fortunate to have been on the positive side of people. And my focus is really just on my performance and every character that I play, to play it as truthfully and as honestly as possible. And that's what I try doing with every character that I play. And White Tiger, of course, happened to be like such a big film that it was seen by everyone. And yeah, like I feel I've got to give all credit to Ramin, the director, my mentor, my guide. He's literally helped me at every step of the movie, even after the movie. He's been such a guiding force for me, and for Netflix, for sort of placing that trust and faith in someone like me who's relatively new and inexperienced. And I feel like I'm very fortunate to have been surrounded by the right kind of people who've backed me and who've had faith, more faith in me than I've had in myself. Um, so yeah, I just
Others,
feel
do
lucky.
you realize that whenever we talk about anyone who's been launched per se in a Hollywood categorically subject, I don't know if I should be calling it a Hollywood venture also. It was a pan global, whatever the term you want to use for the
Yeah.
White Tiger. Uh, People also made the comparisons that is others the next Dev Patel out there. Is he the best export to Hollywood India has in the recent years after Priyanka Chopra? With so many such connotations formed around your name, how you react to them also?
Well, I mean, I'm not really focused on those things. I'm just, as I said, I'm just trying to focus on my work. I don't know what to make of that.
This really caught my eye that he's the next big export to Hollywood. So I think I'll ask Adarsh only. Does he think so?
I mean, I don't even think about these things, honestly. I'm just trying to think about like what my next more interesting character is and how I'm going to prep for that. And I get very nervous and very excited during my prep. So it's always an experiment for me because I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things about myself and about how I would sort of achieve um, becoming the character in every project. Because sometimes it's really far away from who you are at a personal level. So my focus is really on that. And like comparing me to people like Dev Patel is crazy because Dev is a highly experienced actor, and he has a vast body of work behind him. I've just done one film. I
But
just
does
want to
it
focus
scare
on my.
you? Does it scare
No,
you,
I
Adarsh? Because
I don't really pay attention to these things, honestly. I'm
no,
just.
no. What I meant was, does it scare you that Balram was so well appreciated that whatever you do next will be weighed so heavily and judged so sharply by everyone? Because there's a set expectation bar from you already, and it's not a low one; it's a high one. Does it scare you as an artist? There's too much of pressure on that one.
I feel I already put a lot of pressure on myself by myself. That can't outweigh the pressure that other people put on me.
You have not
So
left room for anyone.
I haven't left room for anyone to have any sort of higher expectations. I've always put a lot of sort of weight on that myself. So like, I want to make sure that every project that I do and every character that I play, I do it with as much conviction and honesty as possible. And I spend a lot of time understanding the person that I'm becoming, not just like doing work for the sake of doing it. I don't want to do that. I really want to connect with every person that I'm playing and really get into that and understand that.
Adarsh, striking a fine balance between Hollywood and Bollywood, is it turning out to be easy or difficult? Because this very sweet note of Vicky Kaushal almost choking on the coffee when he got to know that you're working in Meryl Streep
I'm
in the
actually
next
Meryl Streep is in another episode. We're not in the same episode. I mean, of course, जब trailer कटेगा
yeah
तो सब
Kartika.
साथ
Yeah,
में
because I saw the glimpse of it on the back end, so that's why I asked. I'm like, how do you juggle this Hollywood and Bollywood thing with your name?
Well, I've been lucky that I have a couple of agencies who are sort of representing me in LA and in London. And how it really works over there is that they send me for like things for auditioning, for material for auditioning. They send me scripts and then I read them and I audition. And I would say that over here in India, I've still been hustling for the last 10 years. And
Yes.
I've made some progress. But out in the West, like nobody knows me. So I'm literally scratching the surface over there. So of course, like I really want to work everywhere. I want to work wherever there's an opportunity. I want to work with different kinds of storytellers and different kinds of directors and producers. And that's the fun of being an actor, playing people from different nationalities and playing people with different professions and not really being confined by geography or by language. Um, Luckily, I speak Telugu. I grew up in Jharkhand and Bombay, Jamshedpur, which is in Jharkhand, and
Jamshedpur.
in Bombay.
Yes.
So I have like a sort of a broad perspective on on
The
how.
down south languages, as we can say.
Yeah, I mean, I speak Telugu as well, which is from Andhra, and like I've learned a little
Exactly.
Tamil from my father. So like I want to work wherever there is a chance and wherever there's a filmmaker that I feel who has a story in mind where I fit, in the scheme of things. So that's been my only attempt. So wherever the opportunity comes from, I'm game for it, and I would love to work there, irrespective of where it comes from, whether it's the West or the South or in Bombay.
Adarsh, I wanted to ask you as a first question, but I think now it's a safe bet to ask you. Everyone has been calling you the big find, this year's best thing, all that things. But do you realize that, or do you think that people realize that there has been a constant and a long amount of struggle to crack that one Balram, to be there where everyone is, talking about you? And we haven't seen you speak much about that entire phase of almost almost a decade long, where bit by bit you finally landed the role. I don't know if I'll call it the role. You just made it the role for yourself with your acting chops. Would you like to shed some light on it? Because I also haven't read much about that part of your life.
I don't know, because I mean, it never really felt like a burden to me or like a bad memory to me. It was, ek to I started when I was very young. So I didn't
Yes.
even take it seriously when I started. It was more of a
Oh,
hobby. I was into music and I'm a trained classical singer and I had my band and stuff. So I was heavily into music and acting was something that just happened accidentally to me. And I was just doing it for fun. On the weekends, I would go with my mother for auditions, and just if I would get work, great. If I wouldn't, also there was no burden. For a lot of people who come to Bombay to become an actor from the outside, especially, there's a lot of burden on them to pay rent. They have a deadline. There's a lot of external considerations that come into play. For me, I guess all that was not there, which is a huge advantage because that gave me the sort of mental peace to take it nice and slow and easy. So I never really saw it as like my struggling phase or whatever. I was just I started taking it seriously only when I was 19, which is 8 years ago. So sure, it took some time, and sure, there were times where I felt like, should I take up an alternative job? Because I studied finance in college. Um, I was like, should I just interview for a company and work for a company while I do this? Because sometimes I wasn't making money, but thankfully my mom was there to pay the rent for me. So I had to take care of my own expenses, which is also a luxury to have in Mumbai.
Yeah, this is definitely.
But I just decided that this is what I have the most amount of fun doing, and this is what like gives me the most amount of like happiness. So I'd rather hustle and hang in there for 10 years without having much money, um, and compromising on the other things that we feel that we want and need in life, like the materialistic things, but at least stick to the profession and stick to the job that I really enjoy doing. So I always just saw it as that, and I still feel like I got lucky that I got a big movie like White Tiger so early on. It could have been 10 years later. Also, it could have been when I was 35 or 36, and I was prepared for that as well. That that really didn't bother me. So I just feel like I'm lucky that I got this a little early in my life.
Adarsh, I know it might not be a consequential question to ask, but will you choose to be this actor which you are at the moment, somebody who is very keen to do diverse roles, or would you prefer this glitz and glam of stardom which Bollywood comes with? Because that's also another kind of high. Have you ever battled on that note, or you're very clear that it is the part which you're only looking for, wherever it is?
I mean, I don't know what you mean, like by glitz and glamour. I mean, like there are certain things in life that I really want, and those aren't the things that I want.
Um,
I want to play good characters. I want to work with good directors. I want to surround myself with good people. I want to spend time with my family. I want to spend time with animals. These are the things that make me happy. I'm very clear about them. And everything else really doesn't matter to me. So I'm
nice.
I'm happy in my world.
In your own world, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and of course I want to, like, there is always a desire to evolve constantly and keep learning and become the best version of myself. Ultimately that's my goal. Like, I always try to be one step ahead of where I was last week, in whatever way, mentally, physically, in every way. I believe in pushing myself. I don't really think about the glitz and glamour. I mean, of course I want the good things in life. I enjoy the fine things in life. I enjoy a good meal. I would like it if I have a good car. I would like all that, but I mean, it's okay. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a rush for anything.
Lovely. Uh, on a lighter note, just Adarsh, wanted to know from you. While I have an idea, but still, was it a performance this year which you really thought that this could have also been done by me? Like, because actors are hungry, they would love for a delicious part, any language. Was there something like I wish I could have? Maybe.
If it's a very good performance, I would never think I wish I could do this, because
Oh,
there's a reason that it's such a good performance. Like, that actor has really worked very hard for it, and there's a certain sort of sanctity about it that you don't want to disturb as an outsider. You want to be a viewer. You want to look at it from the outside and admire it and talk about it and be inspired from it, but not take something away from it. You know.
but was there any one performance this year,
Yeah,
Adarsh, with
yeah.
gender no bar?
There were so many, but on the top of my mind, it was Pawan Malhotra sir and Supriya Pathak madam and Gagan and Sahil Mehta and Gagan and Pawan sir and Supriya Pathak ma'am in Tabbar were phenomenal. I think it's a very good show, very tight writing, very good performances, and I really enjoyed that.
Lovely. But before I say you bye, Adarsh, there's something I want to know because this was a fan asked question. We, of course, tell people that we are talking to you and they send us queries. So the one thing which everyone wanted to ask was, while Adarsh has already stepped onto this carpet with Priyanka Chopra, and then there are chances of sharing the screen with Meryl Streep and all the biggies. But what is that Adarsh is wanting to pick for his own self? Is Adarsh is supposed to pick his own co-stars and his own director? What will be his next pick? I found it very interesting. People want to ask you what has to be your next co-star and director as for you. So you give me that.
There are so many people I want to work with in India.
Okay, just pick something if you want to manifest for 22. Let's make it a little narrow and easier.
Amazing. I want to work with Fahad Fasil and Alia Bhatt.
You're picking the best, like rest everything and wait.
I'm a big fan of both, and I hope I get to work with them.
I think you and Fafa would make like deadly stuff on screen. Yes. I can visualize that.
I hope that comes.
There's also been this one repetitive question which also came was to see you and your dear friend from back, Jelly Sanjana, together in a frame. Sanjana
Yeah.
Sanghi.
Actually, Sanjana and me have been thinking about this for such a long time. We are like, shit, when do we get to work together again? And we really want to do something together, you know. So I hope that people who are watching this and even otherwise write something for the both of us.
We'll put it out for the world that Adarsh is definitely looking out for something with Sanjana
Yeah.
for sure.
Oldest friends, you know. We did our first together, Banana. And we've been very close since for almost like 10 years now. 9 years. Yeah.
But thank
Growing up.
But thank you, Adarsh. Thank you for taking out time. I know I have actually snatched you from middle of a prep, but I couldn't have done this. This list wouldn't have been complete without you. The performance, you, and I think nobody would have done Balram better than you. So
Thank you.
I'll rest my case there.
Thank you. Thank you. It means
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much for your time. Thank you.